listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hello and welcome. Don't you just love technology? You are watching Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. It's all about dating. We've got a great show lined up for you today. This is our fourth show for the day, and we are just loving all of you who are reaching out to us about being guests on the show, about being part of my next book, Behind the Mask. So thank you again. I am your host, executive producer, director, and broadcast engineer. And our show is live right now on Business Talk Radio and social media. My co-host, Lori Mendelson, has the day off. Lori, we miss you. We hope everything's going well with your day off. Let us bring my guest who's joining us from the UK. Her name is Charlotte Speechley. Hello, Charlotte. Welcome.
Hi. Hello. Hello. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. It's really good weather over here at the moment, so it's definitely summer. I'm happy.
Perfect. Well, thank you again for being here. I know you're joining us from the UK. I want to thank Philip Chan for making the introduction. He knows all the best people. And we're looking forward to getting to know a little bit more about you. So I do know that you're a model and you're quite accomplished and you're a lovely person. I'm going to spotlight you, and why don't you share a little bit about yourself that you'd like us to know before we start talking about the world of dating.
Hi. Yes, thank you for having me on your show. So yeah, I'm kind of a part-time model when I get time around my normal job. I work in an office for a family business. But yeah, when I kind of find little modeling bits here and there, I always go for it. I love trying new things, like getting myself out of my comfort zone and meeting new people really from all around. I just absolutely love it. I find like just day to day can get very boring if I haven't got something that I'm working towards or looking to do next.
Charlotte, I'm wondering if you would share with us, what type of modeling do you do?
I do more sort of catalogue fashion modelling for like online or for people's like clothing businesses, things like that. I have just applied UK Calos, which is a little bit more lingerie based, and just past the second stage of that, and then the next stage is a texting vote, which is in the next few weeks that will start.
Well, congratulations. So for people who don't understand that whole world of modeling, it is really interesting to understand. I leave a comment from Philip. Charlotte has got amazing legs as a fashion model. Very nice. Thank you. I think it'd be interesting.
Yes.
Just share a little bit about what does that process look like when you're trying to get a specific modeling opportunity. You just mentioned there's various phases that you have to go through. What does that look like?
It does vary, to be honest. I think sometimes it is maybe who you know, and going to certain events and putting yourself out there, you get noticed by people and just telling them what you're interested in, really. But sometimes you may have to, I've been to a couple of castings where you literally are in a room with a bunch of girls and guys, and you have to sort of walk like a bit of a catwalk, things like that. They'll just sort of judge you on your walk, your confidence, your poise, your overall, because at the end of the day, you have to kind of make any clothing look good. Even if you are personally not that keen on it, you have to kind of sell it, which can sometimes be difficult because I don't always like. It's not something I would buy myself, but I give it a good go.
Wonderful. Thank you. So, Charlotte, I'm a single woman and I'm over here in the States, and you're a single woman and you're over there in the UK. What have you found just in general that it's like for singles having gone through and still going through this pandemic? Is it, in other words, because we're not with someone? Is it more isolating? Is it more an opportunity to focus on things that really matter? How's it been for you?
I think it's been a mixture, sort of over the whole period. I've had times where I've thought, you sort of you want someone. It can be a bit lonely, but then there's sort of other times where I think, do you know what? It's kind of glad that I've not been living with someone under my feet all the time. I taught myself how to make soap from scratch, natural soap, last year. So that's definitely something. And I've started sort of doing, the very beginning, I've started to try and do YouTube videos, things like that. So I do always use my time wisely. I've never really been bored, but it's been up and down. Like I have had times where I thought, oh, you just want to sort of go on a date and talk to people, but it's very hard. The only way to sort of meet people was online, really.
Yes, that's definitely been the case over here as well. So you talked about you used this time to start making soap, and have you launched your own business, or how are you actually distributing or selling these soap bars?
So making the actual soap is fairly easy process. However, when you've made it, it has to sit for about 6 weeks. So I let it sit, and then I wanted to actually try the soap myself to sort of see, what needed improving. I haven't launched it as a business yet. It was my idea, but I still want to try other products. I want to try making some bath bombs, some skincare and things like that, but just with going back to my office job. And I have just adopted a little kitten, so my time is very much full at the moment. So that soap has kind of been put on the back burner, but it is okay. I will still go for it, just in time.
Everything in its time, right? That's how things go. I'm wondering, you've won a number of competitions and pageants, and you've done a lot of work. You've done some TV. When you think about all those things, how does that impact your ability to date? So do people find that to be threatening or intimidating, thinking, oh, she's a beautiful model?
I think, I found it's 50-50. Some guys do, I know they probably don't admit it, but some guys do find it threatening. They don't particularly like to be putting yourself out there. But then on the other hand, I think there's the other 50% that actually find it quite endearing, that you have that confidence. And I kind of like my positiveness to rub off on people around me. So I try and push them to be the best version that they can be as well.
And you're a very happy person. And from what I understand, you take good care of yourself, and you like to spread joy and love in the world, which I think is tremendous. And so what I'm wondering is, with all of these skills and talents that you have, these things all take time. You just mentioned the fact that time is sort of limited. How do you find time or make time to meet new people?
So that is a very good question. Actually, it's funny. A friend of last week said that everybody else has 24 hours in their day, but somehow I have 36. So I'm not quite sure. I'm always busy. I think even so pre-pandemic, I was flat out busy all the time. Whether that was meeting new people, whether that was going to events, anything, literally anything. And then it did slow down for a bit, but now I'm picking back up again. I don't know really. I just kind of fit it in. I try not to. I get 8 hours sleep every night, and then I'm up and off we go again.
Well, you look very well rested and you have this glow to you. So it comes through that whatever you're doing is working. So I think
Thank you.
that's terrific. When you are interested in meeting someone, let's say you're interested in going on a date, are there certain qualities that you look for in someone?
Yes, absolutely. I definitely look for confidence in somebody, and just like a very masculine figure. Bit cliche, but I do like someone that's sort of a bit tall, dark, handsome. You know, little bit of bicep. I'm a sucker for a bicep. But yeah, they have to be. It have to be funny. There's got to be a little bit of humour there as well.
I think a lot of the things you said are things I like too. We have got another comment from Phil. For some guys to date a very intelligent female like Charlotte, they could be intimidated even though she has a heart of gold. And it's interesting. We had a dating coach on here, and we're talking about the fact that if you are beautiful and intelligent and successful, other people can be intimidated. And I think it's just a matter of just being yourself, right? If one person's themselves and the other person's themselves, you can just cut through all of those perceptions that people have about what you could be like instead of getting to know what you really are like.
Yes, definitely. I always think you've got to always be yourself, because that is your secret key. Like nobody else will be like you. Once somebody's met you, they're never going to meet someone like you again.
Yes, that's true. So where you are, do you find that just for dating in general, that people are using a lot of dating apps, or are they using coaches, or are they using relationship coaches, or is it really just now that people can go back out, just going out and meeting people casually, or even meeting somebody you've been referred to by a friend or colleague?
I think personally, I think a lot of people are on the dating apps, definitely. I mean, personally, they're a little bit hit and miss. I think it's very wishy-washy, and you've got to remember that everybody is talking to multiple people on there, and it can get very confusing. You forget who's who said what, which app it's on. I think as well, sometimes it's about who knows who, like through your friends, maybe, having a friend that they think is suitable, putting you in touch, things like that.
That I would agree. That's what I always found. If there's an introduction that's made from one person to another, that's usually better. But there are definitely people who meet somebody and fall in love using the dating apps.
Yeah, it does happen, 100%. Yeah, it's not happened to me yet.
Well, it's also interesting. We've had people on here who are experts in helping people set up their profiles, and it's funny. So I'd love to have any funny stories you might have about profiles. And we used to put some pictures up that a guy would have himself holding a giant fish for some reason that's supposed to be sexy or attractive, or you've got like a baseball cap turned upside down holding a fish. So have you ever seen any profiles that you think to yourself, I don't know what these people are thinking?
Yes, I totally agree with you there. The fish picture is a no-go. I don't know why people think that's good. It's not. But one thing that really annoys me is if you've got a photo and it's got multiple guys in the photo, and every photo is more than one person, and you just look at it thinking, well which one are you? Do you know what I mean? So I just think no.
I know, I feel the same thing. Or they have all these pictures of sunsets. Like, what is that? I mean, are we supposed to imagine we're with you and we're going to see this sunset? We don't even want to get to the sunset because we haven't seen you, right? So
yeah, a picture of their pet, I think, is always a winner. I do like if there's dogs or cats. I think that's a bit of a sway.
Yes, that is definitely. It makes you feel like there's another side to them, that they have love to share with another living creature. So at least that's how I look at it. We're going to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors. And then when we come back, Charlotte, we'll have more conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back on It's All About Dating.
Networking sucks and people suck at it, but nothing gives me more life than walking around and talking to people in an audience and really being able to identify, okay, I see where you're having trouble, let's work on fixing it. How do you help them? How do you provide value? My goal is to give them those tools to be able to go out and tackle that fear. Anywhere there's coffee is where I'll be. So I bring candy a lot to my speaking engagements. Like, of course that makes sense. I'm a little unconventional.
Ashley was very knowledgeable.
Very entertaining.
I learned a few new things, and to me that's the key.
What do you want them to say? How do you want to be perceived? You're going to get the most direct, tactical tips and practical takeaways when it comes to networking. These two here are super important. You'll remember once the conversation starts.
I love the tips that she gave out. I hate networking with a passion, so I feel like I can go through a meeting or event and not feel so uncomfortable.
When you're going to a presentation, you want to be educated. You also want to be entertained.
She was really fun and really personable, and everything she was saying was just very relatable.
She's got a lot of great ideas.
That will make you stand out so fast.
She comes across as someone that likes what they do and just doesn't try to sell you something.
Activity breeds results. If you're not doing anything, you're not going anywhere.
Just made me want to start networking, which I never thought I'd say before.
A networking strategy that works for you.
I don't think men are superficial idiots, that their brains are wired to be visual. I'm told I give great advice. Nike Just Do It for exercise, I think really applies to sex too. I've coached hundreds of men and women. So I disagree with her where she's like, put it all out there on the first date. You know, an open book is not sexy. Exactly. You know. Do you have relationship questions? Chances are one of my clients or myself or my friends have gone through the same thing, and I already made a video about it. So I invite you to check out my YouTube channel, Donna Barnes. I've made hundreds of advice videos based on real-life experiences so that you can make better choices.
In my upcoming Breakup Recovery Action Plan, there's going to be checklists and quizzes.
Best information that I've ever experienced or acquired. If you're stuck and can't move forward or let go, my action plan is built to help you. Subscribe to my channel. I'll help you have better relationships.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Hello and welcome back to Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. It's all about dating, and my guest today is Charlotte, joining us from the UK. She's a beautiful model, and she's also an influencer on Instagram. How important, Charlotte, do you think it is to have a presence on social media when it comes to dating? Because some people, you know, you can't find them on Google, you can't find them on Facebook, you can't find them anywhere. And I think to myself, what's going on? Where are they, and what do they have to hide? What are your thoughts about that?
My thoughts on that is, I mean, that's something I've thought of myself, you know, at times, because sometimes, you know, guys have sort of made that apparent that they don't particularly like the female to have a following, etc., and, you know, putting themselves out there. But then at the same time, I actually really prefer it if a guy is not on social media, or if he, you know, if you can't find him online, he's not on there. Like, I find that attractive, but then, you know, I'm the opposite. I'm on there, so it's about finding the right person who will sort of understand and, you know.
Yes, it sounds like maybe a conversation has to take place. Hey, what social media mean to you? Why are you on there? What do you hope to get out of it?
Hmm. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, your people are on there for different reasons. Some it's just a hobby, but I want to kind of take it to the next level. I take it quite seriously. Trying to build up so I can get like little brand deals, and it also helps with modeling and companies, things like that.
So it sounds like Instagram is an important part of your life because you see it as a potential career path and also income streams as a result of getting your following to a certain number.
Yes, yeah. When you sort of get to a certain point, I think people want to work with you as a brand and a model, which is what I'm aiming for more of.
And I certainly have heard of people who have used Instagram to make a very good living, as well as people on TikTok.
Yes, I do. I do have TikTok. It's a bit of fun, a little bit of fun now and then. I kind of used it more in lockdown when I was, not too much else to do. But it is good. It is fun. You can spend hours just scrolling on the homepage if you're not careful.
That is very true. It's almost like Clubhouse. People are over there for people were there for days, weeks. Like they weren't even going to sleep. It seemed they were just there. So I guess there's some moderation. But I was looking at your backgrounds, and I know that your hobbies include, among other things, dance and aerial hoop, which I think I tried that twice. And so when you think about dating, how important is it to find someone who has similar interests to you? Like, would you like to find someone who likes to dance and is also into hoop, or is that unimportant?
Not necessarily dancing. I mean, I like dancing. I wouldn't say I'm not the best one out there. It's a bit of fun. It's good exercise, but I do prefer a guy that is into his fitness. He's into. I like going to the gym. He has to like going to the gym as well, because the thing is, well, probably not at the moment actually, but normally I'd spend quite a lot of time at the gym, and I think it's important that they could come up there as well and work out together. They say that couples that work out together stay together.
Yes, they definitely do. Although I have to say, in my case, that didn't work out too well. So that's another story.
And I do like yoga as well. I see you. I think you're into yoga. I do like that as well.
I definitely like yoga. One thing I think is interesting, I haven't practiced obviously in a studio for 18 months or something, but I was practicing hot yoga. And when you think, you wear these small outfits and you're sweating and you can't wear any makeup, right? Your hair is a complete mess, a disaster. What a great way to meet somebody, because there's no pretense, right? You're really authentic and real. So I have definitely heard of couples who've met through yoga in a class, or people who started going to yoga together and have a really good relationship.
Yeah, that is really true. So just being completely natural. Sometimes I think when I've sort of gone on a date, I've turned up natural on purpose, because I think if you don't like me now, then you can't see me when I'm dressed up.
I think that's terrific. I know in the past I've had one or two guys after meeting them and dating them say, I want to see you without any makeup on, with no nail polish, like just in the light of day, like under a bright light or something. It's like,
I think a lot of guys do like that. I think they do prefer like a natural look sometimes. But we like to dress up and look pretty.
It's a lot of fun getting dressed up. I know
it is. So I do. I love it.
So you have very pretty skin, and I'm just wondering if you might share with our audience. People are looking for tips. When you think about dating, you want to be authentic. You want to be who you really are. And I think people are looking for ways to feel better about themselves. And I have talked to people who are actually too intimidated to start dating because they put on a couple pounds. They didn't have their hair done. They haven't done all the things they normally would. But you look like you've kept yourself very well together. And what beauty tips do you have for our audience?
Well, to be fair, I didn't always used to have good skin. When I was a lot younger, my skin was very bad. I used to get quite bad acne. all over like my chest, my face, my back, and over time and like age, that has cleared up. Like literally tablets and things didn't work. I went through a stage where I actually completely left my skin alone. I didn't even, sounds a bit gross, but I didn't even wash it. I literally splashed a little bit of water in the morning and off I went. But now I just kind of wash every morning, nice face wash, exfoliate once a week, and a mask when I remember. Really, it's not, I keep it quite basic, and it works. So, and I try and use natural skincare as well. So, you know, none of the nasty ingredients. My mum kind of like drills that into me, because everything you're put on your skin obviously goes into your bloodstream, and that is important to me.
That's true. It's our largest living organism, and what we put on there definitely has an impact. So that's great news. So for anybody out there who might be struggling with acne, your skin does change over time. I have facial eczema, and it was really bad. We don't even go into it, and so I have to use a pharmaceutical to help keep it at bay. But when your skin's not looking good, it really can impact how you feel, your confidence level, and even your interest in dating or socializing, right?
Absolutely. I've literally, about probably 10 years ago, I could not even speak to a guy. I had no conversation. I had zero confidence. I just could not, I didn't have it in me. Nothing, no conversation. And over time, I've almost completely changed that around and become opposite to what I used to be, you know, so it's great. I wish I'd done it sooner.
I really want our audience to understand something. Here's a woman who had acne and was not able to speak to men, and now she's a model. So do you see how life can change? And I think a lot of it probably had to do with your outlook and maybe the people you surrounded yourself with and how you were taking care of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, whoever you hang around with as well, I think plays a part. You know, in your day-to-day life, they have to sort of encourage you and bring out the best in you as well.
Yes. So we talked about the fact that you have this desire to be able to take Instagram and your following and then monetize that, which I think a lot of people are very interested in. I actually do know of someone, I slipped my mind, I know of someone who actually has done this recently. She does a lot of Instagram modeling for golfing, golf clubs, golf balls, all kinds of things like that. It was hard work, but she was diligent and she did it. So would you share with our audience a little bit about what the strategy is that you use for being an Instagram influencer?
Yeah, so I've actually learned a lot recently about Instagram and how to sort of use it properly, which I never knew before. So things like who you are following, you need to kind of go through your whole list and look at every account when they've posted their last photograph. So if their last photograph was more than 6 months ago, like the engagement can be brought down quite low. So it's like always a good idea to unfollow them. It sounds really petty, but if you want to grow it, like that is 100%. I mean, I looked through mine and I had accounts that had not posted since like 2018, 2019. And that can, personally, I think can really bring down your overall engagement and your post being shown to other people.
It's so interesting that social media has all of these algorithms and secret processes that we, and if you don't know the right people, you don't find these things out. And once you do, you really can start making some money and become a huge influencer.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely helps to know all the little inside tips.
So before we close out our show, I'm just wondering if you would share with us any tips you might have for dating and finding somebody that you really enjoy their company.
My personal tips for that are always be yourself, 100%. You know, even if, because sometimes I feel a bit quirky, maybe in the way I dress, or maybe the way I sometimes present myself. I'm a little bit quirky, and I think, no, just be yourself. Don't change for anybody. Always be polite, kind to people, and just go for what you like, really. Don't think that anybody is out of your league as well. I don't like that. I think anybody is possibly for anybody. And yeah, if you want I'm very much like, if you want something, go out and get it, or attempt to get it. Even though I like a guy to make the first move, if I like someone, I will go for it 100%.
Great tips. I love them. And I can agree with all of them. They're things that I would suggest too. Charlotte, is there any place that you want people to reach out to you to help you build your brand?
You can find me on Instagram. It's Charlotte Jade and then __. And I'm on YouTube. It's Tasmopolitan, that one. And that's about it, really. Bit of TikTok, that's Tasmopolitan as well. So.
And is that TAZ?
Yeah, Tasmopolitan.
Okay, just wanted to check for people listening on the radio. So it has been an absolute pleasure to have you here today. We have one comment. Hold on. It's from Philip. Yay, well done. Yay. Lovely. Thank you, Philip. You're so sweet. So nice. Oh, I did have a third comment, which I missed. As a single 274-year-old man, people only carbon dating me. So sweet. Well, thank you again. It's been a pleasure. I know I'm already following you on Instagram, but again, what's your handle on Instagram?
It's Charlotte Jade and then __.
Wonderful. Well, best wishes to you, and we'd love to have you come back and visit us on another one of our shows. We've got 18 shows every week, and keep in touch. Let us know how you're doing.
Okay, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, isn't she lovely? Beautiful woman. And she's single. So I'm just saying, why don't you hop over to Instagram and Charlotte Jade __. We've got one show left today, and it's A Better You, lessons from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors. Are you a coach? Are you a consultant? Are you a trusted advisor? Do people look to you for guidance? Do people look to you for wisdom? Why don't you come and be a presenter on our show? You get 15 minutes of fame that you get to present your lesson to make us better personally or professionally. And we have 5 different shows a week. If you want to be a presenter, or you want to be a guest on one of our shows, just go over to drjacalyn.com and book your session. We've got 3 presenters coming up, and that is at the top of the hour, which I think is in about 15 minutes. And I'm going to do a quick wardrobe change, and I'll be back. So thanks for being with us on It's All About Dating. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Philip. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Every day it was the same old story. I worked hard to make sure no one noticed what I was dealing with, but my stomach never cared where I was. And the pain just kept coming. After too many close calls and even weight loss, I had to do something. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation helped me realize what was going on and even helped me find a specialist. Don't hide your symptoms. Get help at spillyourguts.org.